Forgot my coffee, so I'm gonna go grab that. Hang tight. Ooh, running with coffee is not a good idea. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Just getting all my stuff together. I'm gonna kick the cat. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Move this up a little bit. Never 100% sure where that camera needs to be. There we go. That's perfect. Hello. Welcome. My name is Evelyn of Pink Sheep Design. I had to run and grab my coffee because I just heated it up and I didn't want to have to heat it up again because that's usually what happens. Okay, so this is my regularly scheduled Tuesday live. I was going to turn the light on, but I think I have enough light. I think it's pretty good. How is everybody doing today? Let's see. Thorn says, gotta say Evelyn's thumbnail game is next level. I have much to learn. Thanks so much. It took some time to kind of like finesse how I wanted those to look. And I feel like once you figure it out, then it's really easy because it's plug and play. So I've got 3 or 4 different templates that I use for my YouTube thumbnails, and I could just kind of plug in, you know, the title or however I want that to be, and you know, use a lot of the same images unless it's something specific. If it's a Tuesday live, something like this, I can use the same images. So, but I'm glad you like them. That means a lot. Thank you. Who else is here? Ellen is here. Kim is here. Let's see. This topic is very timely for me. Yay, I'm so glad. Doing well today, says Kim. A bit gray and rainy, but a nice cool breeze. Yeah, it's super windy here. It is really nice here. It is totally blue sky. I don't see a single cloud. So I'm probably gonna have to take some pictures today. Still a little itchy if you notice me scratching, but I am healing up really well. I've only got a couple of spots that are still iffy. If you guys are joining for the first time, I had poison ivy for like the past 2 weeks, all over. So, but getting through it. But it's a nice day, and I did finish my new Pomona tee. I'll show you guys. I still haven't woven in all of the ends, but I need to photograph it today. So this is the new Pomona tee. I did double-stranded Premier Cotton Fair Bulky. I love the color. It makes me so happy. And guess what? I had enough left over that I got to make one of my Sneaky Buns bucket hats. And I added more increases to try to make it more of like a flowy bucket hat. And I did too many because now it feels like I'm like a Cabbage Patch Kid. So if you look, these are the little bun holes. So you can make it with or without them. But this is the one that I just finished, and I have all of these ends to weave in. You guys can see. So it really turned out super like baby doll-esque, like strawberry shortcake, Cabbage Patch Kid. So I think I'm going to undo the last round because I literally did increases every 5 or 6 stitches on the last 2 rows, and it was just a little too much. I didn't want it to be completely straight, but I didn't want it to be this flower power. But it goes with my new, I just got this collector outline tee on the new tie-dye t-shirts that are available in my bonfire shop. They sent me 3 or 4 different colors. They have I think 5 or 6 colors total available in their tie-dye t-shirts, and so I have been expanding those to all of my designs. And once they're all expanded and I have the tie-dye available in all of the designs, then I'm going to do a post and an email and everything and let people know, like, here's some of the options, here's what they look like. But this is one of them, and this is available now, now that I've uploaded it. But this is a size medium. I wanted to get a larger one, and I have 2 smaller ones. But I love how the black outline looks on the lighter tie-dye options that they have now. So that's really nice. But yeah, so finish this. I'm going to undo it, put a few fewer increases, so it's not quite so, yeah, you guys know what I mean. But I really, really like it, and it's really soft, and it's going to be really great for the summer. These are great too if you have gnats. We have a lot of gnats in our yard right now, and I think it's just because we have like a lot of compost and a lot of garden stuff, and these really help with that. Having this kind of hat really helps keep them from like trying to fly right into your eyeballs, which is what always happens to me. Let's see. Ganny Joe Crochets. Johanna, welcome. Hi, y'all from Central Texas. Welcome. Megan is here. Hello, Megan. I believe you sent me a message on Instagram the other day that got lost in my message request, but thank you so much. Megan is one of our new Hook Club members. Got one of our hooks and says that they have been great for her. So thank you so much. We're just so glad that you're enjoying them. And from Kentucky, welcome, welcome. You're not too far from us. Let's see. Thorn has lots of family in Kentucky. Kim, such a great tea. I'm so glad you like it. Yes, poison ivy. It was awful. It's the worst I'd had it ever since I started getting it. And I didn't start getting it till I was in my 30s. So that was a fun adventure. Like a 90s ad for girls' toys. That's the vibe, right? Yes, that's how it feels. Let's see. Yes, loving the hooks. Yay! So glad. Thank you guys so much. I do have a quick announcement before we dive in. If you guys missed the live announcement yesterday on Instagram, the DIY hook challenge is back and we're so excited. This is our 3rd year putting this challenge on. I actually have hooks in front of me that I have been packaging up. I have for 20 something boxes over here. So hooks are going out today. We're getting through them. We still have some to sand. So if you ordered a pre-sanded hook, it may not go out today. But all of the unsanded ones are going out. We have a few of the pre-sanded ones going out, but these are our DIY hooks this year. The official hook size of the year is 20 millimeter. And if you guys have never heard of the DIY hook challenge, this is your opportunity to decorate your own crochet hook in any way you'd like. You do not have to make it a functional hook, so you don't have to decorate it in a way that you're actually going to use it. You can turn it into a sculpture or a treasure, or we've had people turn them into rocket ships and airplanes and pencils, and like not a usable pencil, but like it looks like a pencil. Little creatures, bumblebees. I mean, we've had people turn their hooks into everything. Dragons, did I say dragons? And phoenixes. We've had people use nail polish, watercolor paints, dyeing, glitter, resin. I mean, it's the sky's the limit. It's whatever you want to do to it. And when you decorate it, you will submit photos of your finished hook for the chance to win prizes. And this year we'll have 2 grand prize winners, and the grand prize overall is a package of amazing things, and it's like $700 worth of stuff. I mean, we have some amazing sponsors this year who have helped us put together these great grand prize packages. I'm going to put more information in the description, but you can buy your hooks now. You have until the end of May to purchase your hook. It's $15 to buy a hook and get it shipped to you. And then you can get started. So you have, like I said, end of May to buy your hook. You'll have the whole month of June to decorate it. And of course, you know, if you order it now, you'll have the rest of May to start decorating. You can buy as many hooks as you'd like. You can submit as many hooks as you'd like. So if you wanted to submit multiple hooks, you can do that too. Your kids can get involved. Your partners can get involved. Your friends can get involved. They can all submit hooks. They don't have to know how to crochet in order to be a part of the challenge. So we're super excited. It's really exciting. We're going to do some mid-challenge giveaways this year too for people who are being active in the challenge. So if you're posting about your progress, if you're sharing, you know, your process, your creative process, we would love to see more of that this year. And so we want to help incentivize that and do some giveaways based on people who are using the hashtag. So if you go on Instagram and you search the hashtag DIY Hook Challenge, you can see past entries, you can see other things people have posted from the past hook challenges. And yeah, so we're super excited. And let me know if you guys are joining in. So if you have already bought your hook, let us know. Kim says, starting working on my first idea today. I get excited about challenges like this. Yay! And I still have to figure out what I'm doing. So I know me and the captain will be decorating our own hook this year as well. So really excited. So that's my PSA. I had to let you guys know on here since we just announced it yesterday. I haven't even sent an email out yet to email subscribers. That's on the list today too. It's just been a whirlwind. We've had a lot happening with the announcement. And I will show you guys, last year I did actually decorate an official sized hook. So the first year that we did this, I decorated a 16 millimeter hook and a 25 millimeter hook, but the official hook size was 18. So last year I wanted to make sure that I decorated the same size hook as everyone else. Obviously I don't get to win the prizes, but I wanted to have kind of a follow along so you could see my process. I started over twice and finally decided to make myself a Mr. Meeseeks. So if you guys have ever watched the show Rick and Morty, this is a little creature from that show. So you can see his little feet here and his little hands and his little mouth with his little tongue. And this is one of his little catchphrases, can do. And then I did the 2022 year because I want these to feel like collectibles. If you're doing these every year, you can save them. You can pay to get them resin coated so that like this one, I actually resin coated, I can use it. So I can use this to crochet with very easily, just like any of our other coated hooks that you'd purchase. So yeah, we're super excited and we hope you guys are too. This, like I said, year 3, we're just excited to be able to bring it back again. So, all right. So today we are talking about 2 things. The first thing is finding new crochet designers that you want to support, and I feel like this is not focusing on me. Is that better? Okay. So finding new crochet designers and even knitting designers. So if you're watching this now or you're watching the replay and you are maybe struggling to find either crochet or knitwear patterns that you really want to follow, there's a lot of different ways to find new crochet patterns and new designers. Some have worked better for me than others, but I just wanted to go through, and I think we get stuck in a rut sometimes of assuming that, oh, everybody knows that. Everybody knows to use that tool, or everybody knows about that website, or everybody knows this. Not everybody knows. So I think it's important to step back and say, okay, yeah, some of you guys who are listening to this right now have heard of every single thing that's on this list and have tried all of them, I'm sure. But some of you guys may have not. And especially if you're new to crocheting. If you're completely new to the world of crochet, there's things you may not have heard of yet. And so I figured we could kind of go through the list and see what we are working with. And I just realized I didn't add everything. Let's see, yarn. I'm writing down a note so that I don't forget. And if you guys have ideas and things that if there are things that you do actively to seek out new designers and new makers that you want to befriend and support, this is the time to share those thoughts if you have ideas and things that have worked for you in the past. And we're also going to talk about just making new fiber friends. So looking for new designers, supporting new designers, but then also finding people that you can connect with on that level who may not be designers, who may just be other crocheters. And I wanted to talk too, not only about finding those people online, because there's a huge crochet and fiber community online, but different ways that you can find people in person that you can connect with. So let's see. And hello, Cindra. Cindra bought her hook yesterday too. I'm so excited. I think yours is going out today because you also bought one of our new delicious hooks, and I did not spotlight those either. We still have some of these left. This was a small release because we are prepping for the DIY hook challenge, obviously. So we did a smaller release this time, but these are our newest colorway. These are called Delicious. Seeing if it'll focus for me. There we go. So we used a base color that's like a light sherbet green, I would say, like a minty, light green, pastel green. But then we used this holographic lime glitter. I'm trying to focus. And I know that the quality of this video is not super, super great either, but lime holographic glitter. And we decided to call them Delicious. So these, we still have a few of these left in a couple of different sizes. We did have one of every size at least. And then there were a couple sizes that usually sell out faster. So we made 2 or 3 of those. We only did the classics in these. We didn't do any hybrids in this colorway, but we have a whole nother spool of this. So I do see potentially doing a hybrid only release in this colorway. So with the glitter and all of that. So it'll probably be after the DIY hook challenge. And then we do already have 2 new colors planned to release before we would get back around to this. But you'll probably see just a hybrid release at some point. Thanks, Kim says the Delicious hooks are beautiful in person. I'm so glad you like yours. Thorn says things I didn't know I needed in my life. Holographic lime glitter. Yes, that is a must for sure. Okay, finding new designers. My main go-to is Instagram. I love Instagram. Instagram just kind of, I understood it. I feel like it gets me sometimes, most of the time. I understand how to use it. I think that's the main thing. When you go to utilize social media to do more than just socialize, then learning all the different ways that you can use that platform to meet your needs is really important. And the more comfortable you are with the platform, the easier it is for you to use it to, find things that you need and to do what you want to do with the platform. I did not find that with TikTok. I have tried TikTok. If you are a younger generation than me, you may find TikTok easier to use. You may find it easier to find designers that way. The algorithm may do a better job of feeding you what you're looking for on TikTok. So you can use TikTok. But I'm going to focus on Instagram for the first part of this because for me, Instagram has been super helpful for me, not only to find new designers, but if you guys know, every Friday I go live on Instagram with another maker from within the crochet or fiber world. And I find them through Instagram, almost all of them, and mostly because they go live with me on Instagram. So I want to make sure I find people who have an Instagram account and who are comfortable on Instagram, comfortable enough to come on a live with me. So the main thing that I want to focus on with finding designers on Instagram is because the algorithm can be weird, obviously. Sometimes if you're just scrolling through Instagram Explore, it may be really hard to find things. So I want to focus on hashtags because Instagram has become a great search engine if you can use it correctly. And so if you know what you're looking for, so let's say, I know for me, I see the question all the time in Facebook groups, which we'll talk about that too, but people asking about plus size friendly designers. And it's a huge question. People are always asking, I'm looking for plus size crop tops. I'm looking for plus size fingering weight yarn summer flowy tops. Like very specific questions for I had an incoming call, for plus size tops. And so I think what's interesting is you can go on Instagram and you can find, you can search with a hashtag. So if you do the little hashtag, you can do plus size crochet patterns, size inclusive crochet patterns, size inclusive crochet, size inclusive stitches is another one that I think is a big, like I've used that one before because all of my patterns are size inclusive. Now, some people may just be using the hashtags because they want to be seen, but I do feel like there are a lot of people out there who utilize the hashtags in the right way, and it may be a really great way for you to find new designers if you know what you're looking for. So the main thing is to get specific, but not too specific. So you don't want to search a hashtag that only has like 4 posts that have used it. But once you find hashtags that have 1,000 plus people who are using that hashtag and posting, then you can really find some good stuff. So if you're looking for chunky crochet projects, then you could search hashtag chunky crochet or chunky yarn, or if you're looking for summer tops, then you could Google hashtag summer crochet patterns, or hashtag summer crochet top. I mean, you can go through, and if you find a hashtag that actually has a lot of good posts and you're finding people and discovering people, then you can follow that hashtag. So there will be an option when you search for the hashtag, there will be an option there for you to follow that hashtag, and that will show up in your home feed. So anytime someone uses that hashtag, their post will show up on your home feed when you're on Instagram scrolling. So the other great thing about using hashtags to search is that it tells the algorithm what you're looking for. And if you are actively searching for things, then when your explore feed, so if you're on Instagram and you click on the explore feed, which I can't remember what the icon is, but it's the one that'll show you just all the random different things from people that you may not be following. But if you're actively seeking things out, your explore feed is going to start to be catered to what you've been searching for. And that's how that algorithm can work in your benefit as someone using Instagram to discover other people versus using Instagram to sell to other people. And I use it for both. I don't have a personal Instagram account. Pink Sheep Design is my only Instagram account. And so, well, for that, I had one for my photography business as well, which has just kind of like don't pay it enough attention. I mean, this is my focus now. So, but I use it for both. I use it to find new people. I use it to discover new designers and new makers and new crocheters and knitters. And, you know, I use it to find new yarn. I use Instagram a lot to find things. And I think it is underrated as a search engine. You know, if you are looking for new things, it's a great way to do that. And if you have questions about that, if y'all have questions about using Instagram to find people, if you have questions about hashtags, please just pop them in the comments, because I'm more than happy to go into any of this a little bit deeper if you want any kind of clarification or anything. So the second way, let's see, that's Instagram and hashtags. Now, the second option for finding designers is going to be to use the platforms that designers use to sell their patterns. So this can be tricky, finding designers who only use their own websites to sell their patterns, because it can be more difficult to discover them unless you find them on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, where you're actually seeking them out, or Pinterest even. But these websites include, but are not limited to, Ravelry. So Ravelry is a great one if you are seeking out a very specific style of pattern for designers, because on Ravelry you have so many search options. You know, you can search by yarn weight, you can search by yardage, you can search by crochet hook size needed, you can search by size availability, you can search by the type of item and the specifics about that item. So if you were looking for a designer who created, let's say, hooded outerwear that used worsted weight yarn, you know, you could seek out those specific things on Ravelry. Thorn says, I've heard that keywords in the description are more important than hashtags now, but I'd like to use every tool available to me. Do you have any info and thoughts on that? Yes, I use every tool available to me as well. You know, I think the more SEO that you have, the better, but you want to make sure that it is not SEO just for the sake of SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization. So it's important for you, if you're posting and you want to be discovered by people, that you don't post a picture of your work. And again, this is if you want to be discovered. if you are posting on Instagram and you want people to be able to find you, then you're going to use every opportunity you have. Don't post a photo of your work and have the caption just say, here's something I made, and then hit post. You want to describe it. Describe what you made in detail. What yarn did you use? What brand was the yarn? Where can they purchase the item? Describe the item. I know that they can see it, but describe it in the text, because that is where you get that SEO and that discoverability. And the same thing with your hashtags, using hashtags that make sense for the post. Don't use the same exact hashtags for every single post. I know for me, if I am posting about our crochet hooks, I have a little set of hashtags that I use for that that's saved on my phone. Same thing for if I'm posting about a new project that's actually a photo of me working on a project, versus if I'm posting merchandise. So if I'm posting like a new t-shirt or a sticker or something like that, I use different hashtags for those posts, and you can pre-save those. But that's it's the other side of it. So if you are looking to discover people, those are the things that you would search. And the good thing is now you can search on Instagram without using the hashtag symbol, because it is searching through more than just the hashtags that people are using. So that's super helpful. So Ravelry is a great way to find new designers. I have used Ravelry to find new designers for my pattern roundups, because every now and then I'll find a really great pattern that I want to put in a roundup, and they're not on Instagram. There are a lot of designers who aren't on Instagram, even though that's what I use mainly. There's a lot of people who don't, and so I can find them through Ravelry. Another great one is Etsy. I know there's some back and forth about both Ravelry and Etsy. You can look into the drama with Ravelry or the drama with Etsy at another time. Some people don't want to support one or the other or both. So I use both. I have my patterns listed on Ravelry, but they are purchased through Etsy. So, but I can be discovered on both platforms. So people can find me on Ravelry, even though they do have to make the actual pattern purchase on Etsy. It just links out to my Etsy shop. But people can also find me on Etsy, and Etsy is a great platform for a lot of people who want to start out selling their patterns. So searching on Etsy for crochet patterns that you're looking for, and then you can go directly from the item that you found. So if you're searching for a specific item, you can easily go to their actual Etsy shop and see what else they've created. So if you find something that you like, you can easily go see if that's a designer who has more items that you'd be looking for. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of their Etsy shop, usually you'll find their social media tags. So if you want to go follow them on social media, that's an easy way to do that. You can also look at their description. So if you go into the description of their item, if you click on a specific pattern that you like of theirs, sometimes the description will have that information too. It might have a way for you to sign up for their newsletter. It may have a Facebook group link. So finding a way to connect with that designer outside of Etsy can be really great. If you really like the designer and you want to start supporting them, that's a really great way to find them. So let's see. Okay, I was just making sure I haven't missed any comments. All right, so Ravelry and Etsy, those are the main two that I've used. Now, this is what's interesting about finding patterns by other designers. Some yarn brands, and I don't know all of them, but some yarn brands hire outside designers, indie designers, so someone like me who's a smaller designer, to create patterns for their brand to have on their website. So, and they give the designer credit. So that's a big one as well. So it's not like, so Lion Brand Yarn does both. Lion Brand Yarn has patterns that they create in-house, and the designer really isn't listed. From what I've seen, it's just created by the Lion Brand team. And then they have designs that are created by outside designers and give the designers credit. So Lion Brand Yarn, Hobie, Hooked, Hooked. I think Premier Yarn does it as well. And you guys feel free to shout out. These are yarn companies that you can go to their websites and you can search patterns. Okay, so you can search their patterns, and that's another way to discover new designers and new patterns. A lot of them are free, not all of them, but a lot of the big yarn companies will have free pattern options on their website. But you can search from all these different patterns and discover those designers and then seek them out on other platforms. So if you that's another place that I have found patterns for my pattern roundups, is going to like Hobie's website and searching their pattern database and finding designers there, and then finding those designers on Instagram and then getting to tag them for the roundups. And I think someone asked me, what is a roundup? Yes, so I do what I call pattern roundups. They are on my blog. So if you go to therealpinksheepdesign.com, click on blog, excuse me, I will do themed pattern roundups where I go out and find patterns that fit the theme. So I have done chunky summer tops, because I mean, I focus on chunkier yarn, so a lot of them are going to be focused on that. But I did a Halloween pattern roundup this past year. I have done last minute Christmas gift ideas. I have done chunky bags, like tote bags and purses. I am planning to do a hat roundup because I haven't done one of those. But gathering together these themed items and then giving a little description of the pattern, the price, and what you'll need to complete the pattern. And then it links off to that designer's website where you can purchase it. And that's another great way to find it, is looking at roundups. I'm not the only designer that does pattern roundups. So if you find other designers that do, then that's a great way to find even more designers. So another great way to find new designers is also YouTube. I mean, you guys are here right now. So if you find crocheters on YouTube who share tutorials, then you can, subscribe and follow their YouTube videos. And then you can also seek them out on, if they have written patterns on Etsy or Ravelry or their own website, or if they're on Instagram, you can connect with them there. Maybe they have a Facebook group. So YouTube is also a really, really fantastic tool to discover new designers. Facebook groups. Facebook makes me a little crazy. I haven't posted on my personal Facebook page in 2 months, I think. I'm not super active on there as a personal account, but I keep it because I do have a lot of family that's the only place that I'm still really connected with them at all. And I can kind of keep up with them through the platform as well. But Facebook groups, I'm a big fan. I am still a big fan of Facebook groups. I have a Pink Sheep Design Facebook group that has grown tremendously over the last year, and it has become a very great little community that I can, connect with people in a different way. And there are so many Facebook groups. So there are designers Facebook groups. A lot of designers will create a Facebook group for their brand that allows them to connect and to offer support. So there are some designers where that's the best place to get support for their patterns, is through their Facebook group. But then there are a ton of Facebook groups that are just general crochet groups, and they'll usually have kind of a theme. I'm in a lot of the alternative crochet groups. So there's one that's literally called Alternative Crochet, I think, and then dark humor and yarn. So obviously it's a certain humor level there. You've got Not Your Nana's Yarn Work. Those are the kinds of ones that I find myself gravitating towards. But Joanne has a Joanne crochet group. There are tons of crochet groups out there. The important thing with Facebook groups is when you join, read the rules, because there are some Facebook groups that are super, super strict. They won't let you share links to things. I understand not coming in and selling your stuff. Most Facebook groups don't want you to come in and self-promote, because they are supposed to be for community. But there are some that completely outlaw the sharing of any links. So if you're looking for patterns and you want people to share links, you might not want to join those groups that don't allow link sharing. So looking at the rules, making sure that it all makes sense to you. You know, if it doesn't sound like, because you can kind of tell from the rules, if it doesn't sound like a place you want to be, then that may not be the group for you. And also, don't feel stuck in a Facebook group. It literally takes like 2 clicks to leave a Facebook group. So if you join one and you're like, this really isn't for me, you can just leave, find another one, join a few of them, see if you like them. It's not a binding contract, you know. I have left groups before because either maybe they weren't super active. So I was like, well, there's no point in me having like this whole long list of groups that I'm in if I'm not being active in them. So I try to keep that cleaned up, and I'm only a part of the ones that I feel are giving something back to me. Like I feel like I'm getting something out of being in the group. Um, but those are a great place for you to just go in, and you can literally post, spam me in the comments with your favorite designers. Like share your favorite designers in the comments. And that's a fantastic way for you to just get a big long list. And another cool thing about Facebook groups is you can search the Facebook group. So there's going to be a little search bar, and it's going to say search the group. If you search the group, you can find posts that have used the words you're searching for. So you could search favorite designers, and you should get all of the posts that have mentioned favorite designers, which may be other people who've asked that question, and you can just go through and see what other people have already responded with. You can also search again, plus size crochet, alternative crochet, summer crochet patterns. Like you can search these before you make a post and see if someone has already asked that question in the group. So super, super helpful. I'm a big fan of Facebook groups. If you haven't joined mine, you can if you want to. But I'm a big fan, big fan. So another way to find new designers, magazines. Now, I don't subscribe to any crochet magazines, but there's a lot of them out there, and there are a lot of them that are also digital. So I know, for instance, Crochet Foundry is a very modern digital online magazine that is connected with Furls Crochet. Happily Hooked magazine, it's not really a magazine anymore. I don't think that they're actually doing the magazine anymore, but you can sign up for a membership to get access to all of their past patterns. So like it's a lot. It's like thousands of patterns, if I have that correct. I'm pretty sure it is. So you can still sign up and get a membership with them. I think they're still doing like a free membership gift when you join, but you're not actually receiving a new magazine now. You just have access to all of their patterns. And I think they're starting to create more like tutorials, stitch libraries, and videos and things like that. So, but that's a great place to discover designers. They always did a really fantastic job of highlighting the designer, having a bio for that person. And I always thought that was really nice. I felt like they gave a lot of credit to the designers. So it would be easy for you to actually create a connection and find new designers that you want to follow. Obviously, physical magazines, I mean, they do credit the designers. I get the Annie's catalog. And actually, so the Annie's catalog is free. So if you sign up for the Annie's catalog online, they'll send it to you for free. It's a catalog, so you're not actually going to get patterns, but I've discovered designers through that. So I remember I was following someone on Instagram. She is at The Lucky Mermaid, and she created this 90s bead lizard pattern. And actually, you can watch my interview with her here on YouTube in the Pink Sheep and Friends playlist. That's where I have all of my maker chats where I talk one-on-one with other makers. And I saw her bead lizard in Annie's, and it immediately made me reach out to her and say like, hey, we need to do a Pink Sheep and Friends interview and chat. And like, it opened up that door for me to create a relationship with her and actually have communications with her. So some of the free catalogs can be great for discovering new designers. Let's see. I think that's all the ones that I've had. I mean, obviously there's, crochet magazines. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I see them. I just haven't bought them. I think Interweave is a big one. That may just be knitting. I'm not sure. Let's see. Do you guys ever do you do magazines? Does anyone get a crochet magazine or buy crochet magazines regularly? I would love to know, because I know that's never been like my thing. Let's see. Hello, Chrissy. Welcome, welcome. Johanna, I just subscribed to all your shenanigans. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. We appreciate it. Like we couldn't do it without y'all's support. So thank you so much. Kim says on Pinterest, I will often search a random word along with crochet, like yellow crochet or stripe crochet, and discover new patterns and designers. I love that. I feel like my rub with Pinterest is that it can be really spammy, and like sometimes you'll find a picture of something that you like and it doesn't actually lead to anything that has anything to do with the picture. Like you can't find the, the design or the pattern, and that may have been cleaned up since I stopped using Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest as Pink Sheep Design. I do have pins and all of that and boards, and I should probably work on that. I don't think it brings me a lot of traffic, but that may just be because I'm not using it regularly. So I should probably look back into that. Now that you've told me, you obviously still use Pinterest. So if people are using it, I should probably take advantage of it. Let's see. Thorn says, I love Not Your Nanas. Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. Johanna says, gotta go for now, but I'll catch future time with you. Yes, I go live here on YouTube pretty much every Tuesday at the same time. So 12 p.m. Central Time is my live time, and that's Tuesdays on YouTube. And then I also go live on Fridays on Instagram at 12 p.m. Central Time. So twice a week I am live, and you can catch me somewhere. And Cinder says, I do sometimes Crochet Now and Simply Crochet. And I feel like I got them when I was younger. I think like in high school, I bought a couple of crochet magazines. And I feel like they've really modernized. I think there are some really great magazines. Like I think Vogue Knitting even has crochet patterns now too. Thorn says on Pinterest, it's like, here's a cool lace chart that was scanned from a Japanese language book 10 years ago. Good luck finding the source. Yes, exactly. That's usually how I feel. And Cinder says on Pinterest, I usually report the post as spam if it doesn't take me where I want to go. That's actually really important. I think that's how it should work. That's the only way that anyone's going to be held accountable. It's the same thing with Etsy. There's people who will complain about the resellers on Etsy, but there are so many shops on Etsy that, Etsy's staff is not going to be able to go through every single shop one-on-one. It relies on algorithms. And if people aren't utilizing the algorithms and like the AI type stuff to report shops that are not selling handmade items, then nothing's going to change. So I think utilizing the tools that are there for a reason, for you to be able to report things if they're not supposed to be there. And that's how you make the platforms a better place. I think, I always try to report if I get spammy posts on Instagram where people have like tagged me in really spammy giveaways that are like red flag, then I'll report them and I'll block them, So I think that's the best thing that you can do. Let's see. Okay. Do any of you guys have favorite yarn websites that you go to find patterns? Because that's another one. I have written down like Lion Brand and Hobie and what was the other one that I said earlier? Those are the two big ones that I've used. But if you guys have websites where you've actually utilized them to seek out patterns, let me know and I can write those down. So, okay, let's switch gears. We have just over 15 minutes and talk about finding friends. So, designers are one thing. That's, finding people that you want to support. Maybe you want to have a connection there, but it's really more of like, I'm looking for really cool new designs and things that I'm going to want to make. But when it comes to actually finding other crochet friends, it's a whole nother story. And I think the difficult thing is the older you get, the harder it is to make friends anyway. So I've found, because I think a lot of it is we get more and more, we figure out who we are, we figure out what our values are, we figure out what we want to prioritize, we figure out what matters in our life. And it makes it harder and harder for us to make friends with just anyone, because we want to share our time with people who share a lot of that stuff. You want to be able to have great conversations with people. You don't want to spend a lot of time with people that like everything's off limits. Like we can't talk about that, like you want to be able to be yourself. You want people that share similar values and beliefs and who have a similar outlook on life. I think that's big too. Toxic friendships are a thing. toxic relationships where, maybe you're a giver and they're a taker, and especially if you're a very empathetic person, if you are a very emotional person. I know for me, if I'm friends with someone who is super negative, it can bring me down. So, and I have to know that. I know that. And I know that that's not going to be someone that I can spend a lot of time with. So I think we're already narrowing the amount of people that we can really connect with. And then you add in, like, we need to share a hobby. It can make it difficult, to find people that we can connect with on different levels, and also maybe crochet. And the first thing that I'll say is just teach your best friend how to crochet. you know, Send them, I do sell a learn to crochet kit. So you can buy them that for Christmas, and y'all can learn together. And you can help them, and you don't have to teach them. I have YouTube videos for that, but you can be there to assist them if they have any troubles. But that's one thing that you can do, is if you already have someone you enjoy spending time with, trying to like nudge them into the hobby so that you guys can spend time together doing that. That's always an option. So if you are a little more on the shy side, so if you're an introvert, and the idea of just showing up at a crochet night at a local yarn shop with nobody there with you, or going to a fiber festival, if those are kind of like, that's a little much, I'd rather make a friend first and then we can go together, then I do suggest starting online. So the best way to do that, and I'll tell you guys, I have one very, very good friend now, and I would say I haven't known her that long, but I feel like we're BFFs. It kind of feels that way when we hang out, because we have a lot in common. We can talk about a lot of things. We discovered each other on Instagram, and we discovered that we lived close by, and we discovered that we had a lot of things in common. And now we're friends who also crochet. Now, we have not actually done like a crochet night together. We share that hobby separately, but we really enjoy hanging out. So like, we've done things together as couples. So like, her and her husband and me and my husband, we've gone and had dinner, and we've gone out for drinks, and it's been great, and like, it just worked out, and I know that doesn't always happen, but it can. And so I think that's why it's important to as you are making connections and friends on Instagram, it's harder because it's not always obvious where people live. Now, you can go through your friends list and you can look in their bio. So for me, my bio says where I'm at. My bio says that we're in the Birmingham, Alabama area. And that was how that person found me. She saw in my bio that that's where I was from, and we connected through Instagram. You can also just ask people. So if you're on Instagram, for instance, I start there because that's where I'm most active, but you can go on Instagram and ask people where they're from. Do a post that says, I just wanted to reintroduce myself, and, this is where I'm from. Where are you guys from? And you may luck out, and someone that you're already following and connected to is closer to you than you think. Another great way to do that is in Facebook groups. Facebook groups are amazing for that. There's a lot of Facebook groups that every now and then I'll see a pop-up of, I'm looking for in-person crochet friends. Where are you guys all located? And some of these Facebook groups have thousands and thousands of people. So you're much more likely to find someone that lives nearby that you can reach out to and connect with, and see if it's a match. See if it's someone that you'd actually really enjoy spending time with. And you can, when you decide to meet up, you could meet up at a local, if you have a local fiber guild that has meetup nights. Usually you don't have to be a member to go check it out and see if it's someone you'd want to join. If you have a local yarn shop, and I would look them up, see if you have a local yarn shop anywhere near you that's in driving distance. You could meet up there if they have a crochet night, and that's where you could meet up with the person that you were talking to online. But I think that's a great place to start, is take those friendships from being online only friendships, if you can find people who are local, and see if you enjoy spending time with them. And don't be afraid to ask. I think that's the other thing. I'm pretty sure I was the one who had to, I think I asked the now friend of mine that we're friends. I think I was finally like, do you just want to come over to my house and hang out? So And that's what happened. And, you know, the rest is history now. We have a really cool friendship. So let's see, Sindra, no, who said that? Kim says, I do like following along with videos for patterns, so searching YouTube is a favorite. Megan says, I just got my best friend crocheting and it's super fun. We don't live close, but we use Marco Polo a lot and it's been cool to help her out with questions. Okay, I don't know what Marco Polo is, so let me know what that is. I'm guessing it's probably some kind of messaging app. Is that what I'm guessing? But there you go. So teach your friend how to crochet. And Zoom is great too, you know, if you want to have Zoom crochet nights. And I've had a lot of people who've done that. So if you have an online community of friends, then you can reach out to all of them, you know, either send them all a message. You can do a group message and say, do you guys want to plan a Zoom crochet night? You could do that. Lauren says, that's awesome. One of my best friends cross stitches, but it's still nice to enjoy each other's fiber floss hobbies. Yes. And, you know, we just, excuse me, I'm burping. Oh, I don't have one over here, I don't think. Thorn, did you see the new tarot card? Because I did the cross stitch tarot card. So that's the newest one. That was the 5th one in the series. And that just made me think of that. Sindra says, we have a crochet group here that meets Saturday mornings at the library about 2 miles from me. Yes, so that's what I was going to say. If you can find a crochet meetup group, sometimes the events are searchable on Facebook. So Facebook can be a really great place to search for groups or events that are in person and local. That's how I found out that we had a, I have 2 fiber guilds that are within driving distance of me that I could join if I wanted to. I haven't, because it is like, I feel like I have so much going on already and friends are a lot of work. I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but if I just have a few good friends, I'm good. I don't need more. I'm good right now. I have the online community. We're good. But some people really want that. And I think, you know, you may be surprised that there are multiple activities near you that are crochet or knitting or fiber related. And it's worth looking into. Google it. Just Google your city and fiber guild, or your city and crochet group, or your city and whatever it is that you're looking for, and see what comes up, you know. Yes, local fiber guild. Sad part is I usually remember after they're done. Yeah, I'm in the Facebook group for the fiber guild that's closest to me, just to kind of keep an eye out. If they have any events that I think might be cool, then maybe I would jump in and try to be a part of it. But y'all, I can actually be pretty shy if I don't know anybody. I've gotten used to going live on here and like talking to you guys. It's like I know you, you know. But just showing up by myself makes me a little nervous. Let's see. Marco Polo is a video message app. Good to know. Good to know. Thorn says, I'll have to show them one thing we do share in common is tarot. Better than text because you can see them, but it's great if you don't have time for a FaceTime call. You watch the message when you, so you like video message. So you're not live video chatting. That's interesting. And that makes sense, like Marco Polo. I get it. Okay, that makes sense. I'd never heard of it. And I don't know if you guys know that Instagram video calling is a thing. Now, I would not video call someone you don't know, but like if you know someone, that's an easy way to video chat if you want to do that. That is available through the platform, through Instagram. Okay, so we talked about fiber guilds. So those kind of meetups would make me a little nervous unless I was going with someone else, even like a crochet night at a local knit shop. I think I would be a little nervous to show up and be like, what if nobody likes me? But fiber festivals, on the other hand, are 100% on my list of things to do. And I do need to do a little more Googling, but I do know, for instance, the one I always hear about is Rhinebeck. So it's on my to-do list to go to the Rhinebeck Yarn Fiber Festival. Let me know if anyone who is watching this right now has gone to Rhinebeck, what your experience was like, and if you think that I should go. But there are other fiber festivals out there. I know a big one is Stitches West. I was looking that up, and I think they've been in a couple different locations. I don't know if they do like multiple events throughout the year. I haven't looked into them enough, but I know that's a big name. Rhinebeck and Stitches West. Vogue Knitting is a big one, and that's, you know, knitting and crochet, and they have like a fashion show during, you know, the thing, and I was like, that'd be really cool. That, and there's a new one, Crochet Fashion Week. You can actually follow them, and they're doing events. Their last event was in New York, and then I think Atlanta before that. And I was like, oh, if I had realized they were in Atlanta earlier, I probably would have tried to be a designer in the fashion show, because that would be so cool to take. Because I keep all my stuff, so I'd be able to like take my stuff and be a designer featured in the fashion show. That would be so cool. So all of those are ideas that I think would be really fun and great networking events to meet people and meet other makers and other designers. And so if you guys have ever been to a fiber festival, tell me. I would love to know your experience, even if it wasn't a big one like Rhinebeck or Stitches West, if you've gone to smaller ones. I think that would be so cool. And I think different areas of the country, it's a bigger deal. You know, I don't know of as many fiber festivals in the South. I feel like a lot of them are more of a northern thing from what I've seen so far. But then there's other events too. So you've got your fiber festivals, but then you have conferences and like retreat style things. So if we look at, for instance, Our Maker Life, if you look at Our Maker Life up on Instagram, it's just at Our Maker Life. If you search Our Maker Life crochet on Google, you should pull up their website. I can't remember if it's like ourmakerlife.com. I don't know for sure. They have a 1-day event that they do every year that's just a little like 1-day retreat / gathering in different areas of the country. So this summer, I think it's July 22nd, something like that. They still have seats available, but it's a 1-day event. And this year they are in Denver, Colorado. So they've been in Portland, they've been in Canada twice, they've been in New York. I feel like there was one other that I'm missing. But they do a 1-day event where you can go and connect with other makers. They'll have keynote speakers, they have panel speakers, they have like the knit and crochet night. This year they have a market where you can purchase yarn. So, I mean, it's a totally different feel, I think, than like a fiber festival. It's like a mix between the two. So you've got like the best of both worlds between a fiber festival and like a hometown crochet night, you know, because you get both of those benefits. So that's in Denver. So looking for things like that that are an event that's more of like a retreat where you really get to connect one-on-one with other makers and get to know them and see them in person and have that experience. The Crochet Guild of America, they have a conference, I think, every year. I think this last year they were in New Orleans, and that is more focused on if you want to learn crochet techniques. So they're like a regular conference where you go in and you pay for the conference, and then you pick the classes that you want to attend. And I think for the Crochet Guild of America, it's only like $25 for the conference. It's like super affordable, but then you pay per class. So to just get access to the conference is one amount, and then it's still affordable for each class, but you choose your classes, you pay for each class that you want to join. And I'm pretty sure with that, you're also paying for like what you need for the class. So like you're going to get the yarn that you need and the materials that you need to actually complete whatever they're doing in the class. So if you're looking for something like that, where you want to learn a new skill set and also connect with other makers, and potentially follow the people teaching the class. So you're going to discover designers and teachers that way. So that's something to look into. Crochet Guild of America, their conference. Like I said, Stitches West. Stitched Up Chicago was this year, and Stitched Up is an event by Stitch and Hustle. So if you search Stitch and Hustle on Instagram, that is another event. I don't know, I think it was a 2-day event. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't really look into it. I saw it as it was happening. So it was one of those where like I didn't see the lead up, and so it just kind of was like, this is happening right now. And I was like, this is really cool. And so I've tagged it to make sure that I remember to look into that next year and see like, okay, do they move? Because it was in Chicago this year. I don't know if this was a new thing. I don't know if they've done this in the past. So like I have to look into it a little bit more. But I think it was just like a couple weeks ago. something like that, that they had. It was called Stitched Up Chicago. I think that's everything that I had written down, which is perfect because we're like right at an hour. But I'd love to know if I missed anything. If there's things that you know of that are like meetups or ways that you could connect with other makers, please feel free to pop it in the chat, or like if you're watching the replay here, to pop them in the comments so I can see them and other people can see them too. But I hope this was helpful. I feel like, again, it's hard for me sometimes to know what to have these conversations about. And, I don't want to feel like, oh, everybody already knows that. I don't know what you guys know and don't know. So I felt like this was a fun one. This was a topic that was submitted in the Facebook group for me to chat about today. And I'm always looking for new topics. So if there's things that you would like me to talk about, if there's things that you would like us to chat about, topics that would be fun, let me know. Because I always need ideas. Sometimes I get so hyper focused on the business that then Tuesday rolls around. I'm like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. So, and sometimes I just share what I'm working on, and what I've got happening. But, it's nice to be able to get input from you guys. We've talked about collaborating with other makers and designers and starting those conversations. And we've talked about business. I do feel like we need to do a series about pattern writing. I do have a pattern writer's handbook, but I think that a series of videos, of how to get started if you're even thinking about writing patterns, all the way through like marketing your patterns, if you're selling patterns, even if you've only got one or two, like how do I continue to market them? I think that would be a really fun series, and that would make a great playlist for people to be able to refer back to if they need help. So it's a lot to think about. But I'm so glad you guys joined in today. It's just nice to get to catch up and check in and see how you guys are doing and talk about fun topics. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. Thorn says, I live vicariously through Needles and Ready as far as fiber festivals. I'll have to look them up. Needles the Ready? I'm writing that down. All right. There's one in Maryland this weekend, sheep and wool, but lots of seminars and yarn. Sheep and wool. I'm writing that down too. See, I feel like a lot of them are up north. So we're going to have to take the RV up north. Megan says, I just Googled Fiber Festival near me, and there's one this month close to me. Oh, that's amazing. See, that's fantastic. Yes. Do you know the name of it? Because you said you were in Kentucky. So what is the Fiber Festival that's near you? Maribel, hello. Hi, Evelyn, and everyone listening while at work. Thank you, Evelyn, for all this awesome information. I'm so glad that you found it helpful. That makes me happy. Stitch and Hustle sounds like my life. Yes. Thanks, Kim. Kim says, great conversation. My local yarn shops have Zoom crafting nights I just discovered, so I went to one and plan to go to more. That's amazing, Thorn. That's perfect. I mean, I feel like that I feel like I might do that. But at least if it's your local shop and they do Zoom, then like anyone could go. They don't have to be local. So I think that's really smart. Thanks, Ellen. Ellen says, great topic. Thanks for sharing. Ellen, I think this was your topic. I think you submitted this in Facebook, so thank you. Sindra, yes, please. I have several that I need to write up. Pattern writing, yes. Needles at the ready. Needles. Okay, I wrote that down. Fiber podcast. Okay, I need to look into that. All right, so Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival. I'm writing that down because, like, we could take the RV. Let's see, Kentucky, KY, Sheep and Fiber Festival. Lived in this area my whole life and never knew we had one. Isn't that how it goes? Maybe we could meet there. See? Yes, Pink Sheep World Tour. Exactly. Yeah. So that's the plan. We definitely want to start traveling to some things and getting to meet people that, you know, don't live nearby. Like that would be really, really fun. Okay, guys, I am going to update the description in this video too to add some of this stuff. Also, again, DIY hook challenge. I would love for you guys to join in if you want to. And I don't know if you guys watched the announcement video. If you didn't, you should, because the captain has decided he's going to do something really crazy. And he has promised that if we can get more people than last year to submit finished hooks, so not just how many we sell in the beginning, but people actually have to finish and submit them. And I think we had 48 people submit hooks last year. If we have more, then he is going to let you guys vote on all the different hooks that were submitted, and he's going to get the winning one tattooed on his body. And he's serious, you guys. So get the word out. We're trying to spread the word. I do think I'm probably going to do a giveaway on Instagram for a hook. We may do a couple. So we may give people the opportunity to win one of our hooks for them to enter in the giveaway. I mean, to enter into the DIY hook challenge, just to help people spread the word. And get the word out there about the challenge. So be on the lookout for that. If you are looking for an extra one, so maybe you've already bought one and you would like to win an extra one so that you can try something different. Thorn says the captain continues to level up in badassery. Wow. Yes. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, help us get the word out. If you know anyone that may be interested in decorating their own hook, we would love to have you guys join in. It's going to be really fun. I have no idea what I'm going to make this year, so I have to get on that and think about it. I have one idea, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, I hope you'll have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys Friday. Actually, let me see who is joining me Friday. So I'll be going live. Actually, I don't have anyone scheduled Friday, so I'm going to have to jump on that and find someone and see if anyone wants to join me Friday for Pink Sheep and Friends Live. That's going to be fun. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you, like I said, Instagram. I'll be live on my Instagram account Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, and then we'll be back next week. We have to figure out what our topic's going to be for next week. And I do think we should do another crochet along for the summer. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we should definitely do that for the warmer weather. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Until next time, happy hooking, friends.